Okay. Welcome, students, to our Measuring the Mass of Jupiter lab. Today, we're going to be using a simulation to model observations of the moons of Jupiter. We're going to collect some data, and we're going to estimate the mass of Jupiter by studying the revolution of one of its moons, and I think we're going to choose the moon Io. So let's share screen and take a look at our data collection page. Share screen, iPhone. Hold on, let me make sure my Wi-Fi is on. Okay. Let me share my iPhone. It's loading. Come on, buddy. There we go. And here we go. Okay. I'm on page 6-5, everyone. And I'm going to go up here to my data table, and we're going to take some values down. So we are not going to be measuring the distance to the moon in millimeters. We're going to be using the program to measure the distance in a unit called JD, Jovian diameters. We're going to measure the distance between the moon and the planet in Jupiter diameters. Now we're going to start at today's date, which is 4/27/2020. And our assigned moon that we're going to choose for simplicity is the moon Io, okay, or Io. We are going to use a time interval of 2 hours. So we're going to take measurements at 0 hours, 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. And at the 24th hour, we're going to go back to 0. Are you guys recording all this? Are you following with me here? What's the chat log say? Well, wherever the chat is, I can't find it. Then we will go on to our next date. 0 hours will be 4/28. And we'll do the same thing again. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and then back to 0. That's now 4/29. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and then back to 0 again. I'm thinking 3 days of observations should be good enough. Don't make any mistakes. Let's hope I didn't make any mistakes. You guys good? All right. Give me some thumbs up to show me that you're ready to move on. Everyone cool? All right, that's what I like to see. Okay, let's share my computer screen now. Can see you, not paper. Wait, you guys couldn't see my paper? Ernie says he couldn't see my paper. Could you guys see the paper?
I could see it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see it.
Okay. I'm sorry? Hey, Ernie, I'm not sure what was going on there, bud, but I wonder if I could take this picture and then just, I wonder if I could share this with you guys. I guess I could email it to myself. All right. I tried emailing that to myself in case Ernie was having trouble. I really don't know what's going on, Ernie. You could talk to me more and tell me what your issue was. Let's see if I have. Hold on. Download this to where? Cut. Okay. I can share this with you guys, I think. I'm just trying to share this file. Trying to unpin me. I tried to share my iPhone to the screen, so let me try to do this here. File. Can you guys see that in the chat log? Do you guys see the image that I just sent? That should be the image of what I was just looking at on my phone. So you should be able to.
Image in the chat log, just text.
Huh? Lucas?
I don't see any image in the chat log. It's just the text.
Click. Kayla can see it. Did you try clicking on it? Okay, so download the thing. Anyways, that's just another way if Ernie was having trouble, he can see what I did on my page there and get a sense of it. By the way, I've never tried to do this over the internet before, and I can already see why it's going to be tricky just going back and forth between the two screens. So Ernie, I'm not hearing from you, Ernie, but I hope that you could download that picture and that you are all set now. But unless you complain, I'm not going to know if you're having an issue here. All right, let's move on. Let's let's go on to our share screen and let's go to our Revolutions of the Moons of Jupiter lab. So here's my setup, guys. If you can take a peek at this. I'm gonna just, I guess I can't increase that screen, but that's all right. You guys can see what I'm doing here. We have a little Jupiter and we can click on our different moons. Let's go to a 200 zoom. And you know when you've got your own, there's Io. There's Ganymede. Let's click on it just right. There's Europa. And there's Callisto. We're just gonna, normally when I do this with a lab, I assign groups and choose different moons, but collectively we're all gonna do Io. And let's look at our first measurement here. It has an X position, a distance of Jupiter of 2.73 Jupiter diameters east. So before we move on, we're gonna wanna record that. So 2.73 east. So let's share screen, iPhone. Let's go back to my damn phone here. And this is going to get tedious to go back and forth. So our first measurement is 427 at a time of 0 hours, 2.73 Jupiter diameters. We have to record east or west. Okay, now class, I'm hoping I do not have to go back and forth each time, or it's going to get hellishly tedious and confusing. Do you see where I've recorded this first measurement, 2.73 east? As I go through the next readings, you're going to continue to take the measurements here, recording the position in the east and west with each time moment, okay? So are you guys cool on what's going on? We're currently at 0 hours, and I can see that here. And, oh, my screen's blocking it, but it's 2.73 east. And therefore, I've recorded that here. Does everyone understand what I'm doing? I don't think I described that very well, but you can see I'm taking the measurements here. Okay, so let's take some more measurements. Let's see if we can't quickly fill up this page so that it doesn't take us all day, okay? Let me know if I'm going too fast for you. Okay, I'm gonna hit next. And when I hit next, when I go to my next time step, you'll notice the moons have shifted position. Let's see if we can find EO again. 2.93 east. Record that for your next value. That's at 2 hours. I'm going to move on. Next. Let's find EO. 2.88 east. You should be recording all of these values. Next. Oh, look what we got here. Some cloudy skies. Wham, wham. Okay, we're going to record this. Shoot. Stop share. Here's what we do when we see cloudy skies. Share screen, iPhone. I wish I could just zing back and forth between these two things. We're not going to skip it. We're going to record this as CS for cloudy skies. That's going to be a gap in the data, okay? And that's at 6 hours. Cloudy skies. You guys got that? All right. Cloudy skies happen. Next. Oh, more cloudy skies, 2 days. That's at 8 hours. Take another cloudy sky. So we have 2 cloudy skies in a row now. Irritating, but that's the nature of astronomy. Next. Oh my God, a 3rd cloudy sky. This is getting pretty irritating. All right, next, thank God. All right, now we have to find our moon here. There's Europa. There's Ganymede. Where's Io?
In front of Jupiter.
Yeah, ooh.
Behind.
I think it's there. That's the shadow of Io on Jupiter. They've modeled the shadow. That's a transit. There's Io right there. It's either behind it or in front of it. We actually got it. It's 0.45 east. So that's at 12 hours. Okay. Ready? We're going on. 14 hours. Here it is. 0.43 west. Next. 1.25 west. That's at 16 hours. Next. 1.96 west. Next. 2.54 west. Now we should go on to the next, or 22. 2.85 west. Next. I'm guessing it's this one. Oop, that's Europa. Come on. There we go. 2.94 west. 2.94 west should be at April 28th at 0 hours. Make sure you didn't make a mistake. Next. 2.79 west. Next. 2.36 west. Next.
That was at 4 hours, right?
That was at 4 hours, was 2.36 west. Now at 6 hours, we have another cloudy sky. So write CS for your data point. That's a bad data. Cloudy skies. Let's do next. Also cloudy skies, CS. Next, Wow, why are we always getting cloudy skies and 3s? I wonder if their random number generator was as good as it could be. All right, so we missed some data. Now we're at 0.74 east. Next. Hold on. 1.53 east. That's at 14 hours, right? Next. 2.21 east. Next. 2.69 east. This is just how you do it at telescope observations. 2.91 east. 22 hours. 2.90 east. So that's right at the amplitude there. That's at its maximum extent. .64 east. Next. 2.14 east. Next. 1.46 east. Next. 0.64 east. Next. I can see it right in front there. 0.23 west. .08 west. Boy, that was a big jump. Make sure I don't do anything stupid, guys. 1.83 west. Take a couple more. 2.44 west. Okay. I know that we've gotten at least a complete cycle there. Take one more. 2.80 west. Let me get up. 2.98 west. Okay, this will be our last data point here. 2.86 west. All right, now we're going to attempt to plot this stuff. Let's go to share screen, iPhone, share. Camera down. Okay, so here's all our values again. Just freeze for a moment, let you look at that. Is that what you guys have in your paper? Okay. Now, let's find our graph for EO. You'll notice that I've selected my time intervals so that this graph is going to be real easy to make. Okay, we're going to define positive as east and negative as west. That's somewhat arbitrary, but that's how we're going to do it. Okay? Now, this is 0 hours right here. And you can see we'll go to 2 hours, 4, 6, 8, and it's going to travel along, and we're going to plot our data points. Our first data point at 0 hours is 2.73 east. There's 1. There's 2. That's 2.5, so 2.73 is probably somewhere like that. Go ahead and make that data point. And now we'll continue to plot our data points. The next one is 2.93 east. So at 2 hours, 2.93 is almost at 3. 2.88 east. 2.88 should be something like that. Okay, maybe even closer. A little higher up. Okay. Then we have 3 cloudy skies. 1, 2, 3. So what we need to do is we need to leave these gaps at 6, 8, and 10 hours. So 6, 8, and 10 all have missing data. And now we're going to go next to the 12th. At 12 hours, we're 0.45 east. Let me put this in my tape roll so I can make this a little bit steadier. So at 12 hours, I'm 0.45. Now that's 0.5 right there. So 0.45 should be just under the 0.5, okay? The next measurement is, whoa, sorry, that's 0.45 east. The next measurement is 0.43 west. So for 14 hours, we should be just below negative 0.5, like that, okay? And then we're going to go to 1.25 west, 1.5, 1.25 is right in the middle. The next one is 1.96, so almost at 2, pretty much at 2. Then we have 2.54. This is negative. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I think I made a mistake here. Do you guys see what mistake I made? This is supposed to be 1.96, and negative 2 is right there. So please watch out for that mistake that I just made. That was 1.96. At 20, we have 2.54. So just a little bit past 2.5. 2.85 is getting close to 3. 2.94 is almost at negative 3. 2.79 is back to 2.8 again. Okay. 2.9. Hold on a second, guys. I've got an error somewhere. All right, wait. At 24 hours, which is 0. That's 2.94. Oh no, I did it right. 2.79. Sorry. 2.36. That's 2.5. So 2.36 would be about here. Okay. Hopefully you guys are following this. It's 6 hours. Oop, we got cloudy skies, cloudy skies, cloudy skies. So we have 3 missing data points. And then we end up at the 12th again. At the 12th, it's 0.74 east. So we're back up to the east again. So there's 0.5, and 0.75 would be like in the middle there. 1.53 east. There's 1.53 is just a little past 1.5. 2.21, maybe here. 2.69. 2.5, 2.69. Okay. 2.91 is almost at 3. 2.90 is basically in the same position. 2.64, there's 2.5. 2.64 is maybe there. 2.14 is just a little bit above 2. 1.46 east. 1.4 is just below 1.5. 0.64 is above 0.5. 0.23. Oh, whoa. I just goofed. Okay, guys, I think I made a mistake here. I got to go back, sorry. 4 hours was 1.46. So that's right. But 6 hours was 0.64. Whoop. .64 should be above 0.5. Okay, sorry about that. The next is 0.23 at 8 hours, which should be kind of near this tick mark there. At 10 hours, we're 1. Oh, sorry. Whoops. That's 0.23 west. I got to be careful there, guys. 0.23 west is below the 8, right? 1.08 west. Here's 1. It's just past 1. 1.83 is down here. Okay. 2.44 is just above 2.5. 2.80 is getting close to 3. 2.98 is basically right at 3. And 2.86 is back a little bit. And here's, oh shit, I just dropped that. And here's our total graph here. You guys can see a very nice sine function. And what we're going to attempt to do is we're going to draw through the lines, and we're going to actually, let me see if I can unlock my screen here for a second. There we go. So this ought to make the viewing a little bit nicer. Let's go ahead and kind of draw in our best fit curve. It's hard to hold this phone and draw at the same time. Irritating. I wish I had a head cam for this stuff. Can you guys see that? Drawing that best fit line. Nice sine wave, right? Okay, cool. Now, I need to put this in the tape so I can free up my hands here. We are going to attempt to measure the mass of Jupiter using Newton's version of Kepler's third law. And on this page, you're going to be asked to calculate the mass of Jupiter. And you guys will remember that NK3 is the mass of Jupiter is A cubed over P squared, where A needs to be measured in astronomical units and P needs to be measured in years. In this version of the formula, the mass comes out in solar mass units. So how many times greater or less than the sun is the mass of Jupiter? Let's start by getting the period, okay? Now, I'm thinking that we could go from crest to crest, or we could go from crossing to second crossing. And since our second crossing happens right at 8 hours, I'm going to do that. I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to make a crossing here. Hold on a second. And I'm going to make my second crossing over here. And we're going to count the number of hours up, okay? So 8 all the way to 8 is 24. 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, maybe 43. So we get something like 43 hours. Okay? Now, if you think about the planet going, the moon going back and forth in front of the planet, if this is Jupiter, the moon is going to move further and further out. And when it gets to its greatest elongation, that should be like the radius of orbit, which we call A, the semi-major axis, right? So we have to get the amplitude of the function. And I can do that by sort of scraping top or bottom here. It kind of looks like the amplitude of the function is, honest to God, it's sort of right at 3.0 Jupiter diameters. Now we need to convert from Jupiter diameters to AU, and we have to convert from hours to days and years. So how do we go from hours into days? What's our conversion factor there?
1 day is 24 hours.
Keep 2 sig figs here. So 43 divided by 20, oops. 43 divided by 24 is 1.8 days. And then we should go from days to years. 1 year is 365. So we won't round, we'll leave our number here. So we'll do divide by 365. And we get 4.9 times 10 to the negative 3. Okay, let me sharpen up my pencil here. Okay, now somewhere in the text, they give us the conversion from Jupiter diameters to AUs. It's on page 6-3. They tell us the conversion factor is 9.545 times 10 to the minus 5 AU per JD. So let's go back here. And our conversion factor, it's 3.0 JDs times JDs to AU. And on top is, oh gosh, I need more room for this. .545 times 10 to the negative 4 per 1 JD. So we can only keep 2 sig figs because we only have 2 sig figs there. But we'll do 3.0 times 9.545 exp negative 4, 2.9 times 10 to the minus 3. And these are the numbers that we're going to use to calculate the mass of Jupiter. 4.9 times 10 to the minus 3, 2.9 times 10 to the minus 3. Let's go to our calculation page and make it so. So under question 1, sorry. Question 1, we have to put in our A and our P. Our A is 2.9 times 10 to the minus 3 AUs, and that's cubed, over 4.9 times 10 to the minus 3 years, and that's squared. 2.9 exp minus 3 shift cube divide by 4.9 exp minus 3 squared equals 1.0 times 10 to the minus 3. Do you guys remember what the units are for this?
Solar mass.
That's right. Does that number make sense for the mass of Jupiter? Yes or no? Is that a reasonable answer?
Shouldn't it be like tiny compared to the sun?
And sure enough, Carol, it is. It's 1,000th of the sun's mass, right? Now we're going to convert it to Earth masses by using a conversion factor that says 1 Earth mass is equal to 3.0 times 10 to the minus 6 solar mass units. And we're going to do this with dimensional analysis. So we'll start off with 1.0 times 10 to the minus 3 solar mass units. We're going to multiply by a long division bar. We'll put solar masses on bottom, Earth mass units on top, and we will get 1 Earth mass is 3.0 times 10 to the minus 6. So let's do that calculation now. So 1 exp minus 3 divided by 3 exp minus 6. 330 solar mass units. I'm sorry, Earth mass units. The accepted mass is 318 Earth masses. Let's calculate our percent error. The percent error is your answer minus the true answer, absolute value thereof, divided by the true answer. So we're going to rearrange this. We're going to do 330 Earth masses. We want a positive percent error, minus 318 Earth masses, in parentheses, all as a fraction of 318 Earth masses. So we'll do 330 minus 318 equals 12, divided by 318 equals 0.04%. Or sorry, 0.04, or approximately 4% error. Am I going too fast, or are you guys following me? I get some thumbs up. Okay. So the percent error is about 4%. We want to do question 4. The smallest known stars have a mass of 10% the sun's mass. based on your mass calculation, how many times more massive does Jupiter need to be in order to become a small star? Well, 10% of the sun's mass is greater than our mass by 0.1 divided by 1 times 10 to the minus 3 solar masses. Let's see, that's approximately 10 to the minus 1 over 10 to the minus 3. What does that give you? Do you guys know how to do this algebraically? What's -1 minus -3?
10 to the 2.
Or what in plain English?
100.
Yep. 100 times more massive. If Jupiter was 100 times more massive, it would have become a star, and we would live in a binary star system, just like Luke Skywalker. Okay, and that, my friends, is the Massive Jupiter Lab. That's a wrap in under an hour. Let's talk about what you're going to turn into me. You're going to turn into me 3 pages. This could be your lead page, okay, with all your data. Don't forget to put your name and AS1010 at the top and whatever your section is. This page with your sine wave graph, and then this calculation page that you see here.
Hey, Professor.
Yes.
When we were filling out the like that line graph part with like all the dots, my internet started getting a little bit buggy and it started chopping a little bit. So do you think I could take a quick screenshot of that?
Yes.
Just so I can copy it down correctly.
The plot, sure. Let's see if I can go horizontal.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay. All right, I got it. Thank you.
Yep. Well, let me focus. Let me focus a little better. Pick one more.
I believe I got one of the first page too, because I didn't want to miss anything.
Sure. You want to take another one?
Yeah, just for the sake of it, just in case the other one wasn't too good, could I get one of the first page with the number? Yeah, thank you. Ugh, lifesaver. Awesome.
Okay, and then let's do the third one while we're at it, because you're not going to be the only one with this issue later on. So.
Oh, I got to copy down all the work from the third one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, just do it just in case anybody else had my issue.
Right. Remember, students, you are free to copy this and just turn that in, but I ask that you put it in your own handwriting. One of the people in the other classes actually took a screenshot of my handwriting and tried to resubmit that to me. That was kind of where I drew the line. It was like, at least follow along and write the stuff down on your own, you know? So,
right.
So taking a screenshot and copying from that is okay, but I believe, maybe foolishly, that the act of writing things down helps you to learn it. So I think that's fair. Okay, we've just measured the mass of Jupiter, taking some telescopic observations. And the reason why that's an important lab is it gives you a sense of how you could go out with a small telescope and actually collect data. Basically, what you would do is you'd use a CCD camera to take images of the moons night after night, and you would attempt to use your CCD camera to measure the number of pixels across that Jupiter was, and then you could use that to measure the distance to your moon, and then you could perform the same exercise that we just did to create a sine wave and analyze the data and measure the mass of the planet. So it's kind of neat to go through that, because you can see how an astronomer would actually go from observations to getting a calculation like the mass of Jupiter. We'll study the Jovian moons and their associated weirdness on Wednesday's lecture. Any questions, or is that a wrap?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, cool.
Ok.
Well,
Ahora escuchen, si me pueden escuchar, aplaudan 2 veces.
I don't think that was a question necessarily.
I
the
know
joys.
Spanish, but not too
Ok,
fast.
escuchen. Yadiel me tiene que hacer los minutos de Imagine
Oh, wait, I know what that
en
is.
español. Déjenme darle el papel, espérense.
Where's that coming from?
I feel like that was something about school. I'm sorry, my Spanish is so bad.
No,
Oh
that's
no!
okay.
Yeah, it's my mom. She teaches bilingual students.
Oh, cool. All right,
So,
that was you, Angel.
Yeah, she teaches kinder, so she has the kids learn stuff in Spanish and English, and it's just annoying to hear because I took a Spanish class in college, and I'm just like, it's just so simple. I could probably fall asleep in her class and still pass it.
Okay, so,
If only it was like that with
Imagine en
astronomy,
español,
right?
Yadiel
Oh,
tiene
yeah.
cero.
Professor, it's
Me
lab
faltan
12,
15
right?
minutos.
For this one?
This is lab 12. The exercise in your book was 6, but you should submit this to lab 12, okay?
Okay.
So, but just to make that very clear, Angel,
Eso
when
es
you
en
guys submit
español.
this on
Muy bien,
Blackboard,
excelente.
Mhm.
Entonces en inglés,
Please.
Ronaldo está en 0, me tiene que hacer 45 minutos. María me tiene que
Hold
hacer
on.
20 minutos.
please go to your lab section and submit it here under lab 12, Mass of Jupiter, okay? Click on that and submit it right there. Browse your computer, okay? Okay, guys, now Kirill, you got some work to do for me, right? So you're,
Yeah, I did like 3 homeworks last week. So I have like 3 homeworks done and like 2 labs. So like it's not that much work. But
it really
like there is
isn't
still
that
some.
much work. It just might take time to watch the video. So like you've got to binge watch your astronomy lectures. You know, you can, like your Netflix for the next 3 days is just gonna
Oh
be,
yeah, no, I did watch some of them. So like I actually don't have that much work to do, but I'll just scan all of my homeworks and all of my labs and just like send them to you.
that's
I mean,
fine. I'm a
submit
little
them.
behind in the grading anyways, so I figured I'd just kind of do it in one big awful clunk at the end here. So,
Because you hate yourself.
Not
Yeah.
really that much with strategy to astronomy videos.
yeah, Tony, we got to catch up too. Because remember, I'd like to get this all wrapped up by the end of the week. You know, like I don't want to be keep checking up on this for the next. I have to start preparing for my summer class, which is going to be entirely online. So
I have a question.
Yep.
So we know that like the first summer session is going to be online, but have you heard anything about the second summer session or the fall semester?
You know, I haven't. I'm hoping things will be back by fall, hopefully. My guess is that it's going to be summer 2 online, fall in person, but that's just a guess. I haven't kept up with all the emails. Let's just take a peek and see if they have an official announcement at the CCRI website. That's a damn good question, Kirill. Here we are.
Because I'm taking like 4 summer classes and I just wanted to know.
Yeah, me too. Learn more. Oh, remember class that this semester is pass fail. I'm going to enter your grades as a letter grade, but you've got to let the school know. Probably most of you will want a letter grade because my grading scheme is actually pretty forgiving. As long as you've been keeping up with the assignments.
I was
You're
actually
great.
going to ask how we do that, because I know you sent out an email, but I just don't remember how far back it was.
The way I understood it is when I enter your grades, I'm entering a letter grade. So if so-and-so gets an A and so-and-so gets a B+, I put all those letters in. But then what you do is you somehow have to go to your student pipeline or your student banner, and you've got to click a button somewhere that says, I want a letter grade for these courses.
You sign up a form, and I feel like there is like there's an actual form that you have to sign up on the CCRI website, and you like that's how you actually get your grades, and you choose like which classes you want a letter grade for.
Where
Like
is that form online here?
Yes.
Yeah, they send an email about the form. You just
Oh my
click
God.
it and fill it out. I did it for this class.
This
cable
is
guy's
good
still
info.
outside.
And by the way, it looks like I got to the answer to
You can't come
Kirill's
into the
original
house.
question. It says here, as of now, we plan to return to face-to-face courses for summer 2. However, we'll continue to monitor guidance related to social distancing.
Yeah, because I heard that like it's still gonna be like bad in the fall. That it's gonna
Yeah.
get better, but then it's gonna get worse in the fall. So like that's what I was asking.
Apparently what happened with the Spanish flu in 1818 is everyone thought it was over by the fall, so they all resumed their normal lives, and then it came back and killed even more people. So that's what they're scared about happening. They're scared that we're all going to be like, yay, it's over, and everyone's going to go back to normal, and then like it's going to come back with a vengeance. So, you know, obviously we aren't the people, thankfully, to make those decisions. The health professionals and unfortunately some people in government, but hopefully more health professionals will be making those calls. And then, and ultimately it'll be up to the CCRI admin, and I'm going to follow their prescriptions, shall we say. So right now, I'm guessing that the summer 2 thing is probably going to end up being online as well, because I don't know, 7 weeks is a long time in some sense. Maybe we could be back to normal, but I'll be surprised if I'd like to get over with this as soon as anyone else, but I'm just going to kind of follow the rules here. So I guess we'll just have to keep looking at this page to find out, you know? We're definitely doing summer 1 online, that's for sure. And I'm going to have to prep for that, which is why I need to get your stuff in by this weekend, okay? Can we all agree to that? That we'll all get all our stuff cleaned up? Like getting it all done by Thursday and Friday would be absolutely ideal.
We have to request if we want a letter grade by the 30th, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where you do that, because I'm not on the student end, but wait a second. We just saw the letter grade stuff here.
Yeah, because I have to do that.
I was hoping that
And slacking on everything. I have to sign up for the JAA program too. I don't know how to
look
do
at this,
that anymore.
guys. I went to CCRI, the Students Learning Remotely, grading policy, okay, and go to letter grade request form. So I found it in about 10 seconds on the
All
CCRI
right.
website. And you guys are even smarter at internet stuff than me, so you'll be able to do that right there.
Now, does anybody know off the top of their head how to sign up for like the JAA program online? Like, is it really easy?
No, I have no idea about that, man.
I think it's relatively easy. They usually have special days like JA days, but of course none of us are at school anymore. Hey,
So
let me
there's two. Oh wait. So there's 2 ways. One, you can actually do it online, where you basically just like Google CCRI JA application, and it should lead you to basically like a website, like a web page with. It's like a long form that you have to fill in, or if you're already in the Promise program and you want to sign up for JA, you just talk to your advisor and they will provide you with another form like for JA as well.
See,
So
that's
just
the
talk
tricky
to your
thing for me.
advisor.
That's
What?
that's the tricky thing for me, because I actually don't have an advisor. Because I went to go talk to somebody about like the Promise students, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Promise students aren't really assigned to an advisor."
But
Like-
that just means you can go to any advisor, which is actually better. That's more flexible. So
yeah,
I'm sure
was
the
the thing.
advising and counseling is doing online email stuff. But I'd say follow Kirill's idea, which is all this stuff you can sign up without an advisor. The advisors are there to help you if you get stuck. But you can do all this, a lot of this stuff, a lot of it you can do on your own just by signing up with the right forms. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but in the chat log, I included the link to the grade letter request form, so you guys can just use that to find what you to find your letter grade thing. I don't know about the JAA, but I'd imagine it was probably equally as similar, where we just type in, you know, CCRI JAA, and you can, yeah. And here's your quick links, and you can, you know. So, you know, you could schedule an appointment, or I'm sure there's some forms that you have to fill out.
You should
Here,
talk to an advisor first. You should talk to an advisor first, like any advisor if you don't have one, and just, you know, talk to them, see where you're at, and just ask them to enroll you in JA.
For those
And
of
they'll
you,
send you like another form. That's like the best thing for you to do.
for those students who don't know what we're talking about, I think Kirill JA is a pretty good deal, right? Because if you maintain
It
a
is,
certain
yeah.
GPA average, your cost of transferring to URI is like super cheap, right? How does it work
Yeah.
again?
It's
So if
30% off.
if your GPA is above 3.5, then your tuition like gets 30% off.
That's awesome. That means being smart saves you money. Being good at school saves you money. That's
That's why.
Does anyone know if that works for Rick too?
Yes,
It
it's for
does.
URI or Rick.
So that's something that you should all think about looking into. I don't think there's anyone out there that wants to pay 30% more for school, right? So
I thought the GPA was like 3.0.
I thought it was slower than that too. I don't know.
There's
sure.
different tiers to it. It's 3 different levels. I think the last, like, you get 10%,
Yes.
20%, 30% based upon
Okay.
GPA. But you also,
Okay,
there's
good.
requirements to, like, how long you've been in school and, like, when you can enroll into it. But I think it's an awesome program.
So in order to actually stay in the JA program, you need to keep the GPA above 2.5, which is very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And then
easy
it's
'cause-
2.5, 3.0, and 3.5. Above 2.5, you get 10% off. Above 3.0, you get 20% off, and then 3.5, you get 30% off.
All right,
Yeah.
because I'm around like I'm like right around the 3.0 range because I got like just B's last semester, so I mean I'm pretty.
Well, if you get all
I'm
your
pretty
homework
set
for this
for that.
class, the nice thing is, although my class is a tough subject, I grade it in such a way where most people end up getting A's and B's. And the people who even get C's are people who just miss tons of work. So you guys, I'm all talking to you now, means you watch today's show and you should be submitting your work. This class should help your GPA, if anything. So get out pass fails for the classes that didn't go well this semester. But mine, I'm hoping, is one where a lot of people are going to want the letter. I'm hoping a lot of you have some pretty good looking grades there.
You said on Blackboard it was lecture 12.
Lab 12, sorry.
Lab 12.
Lab 12. So you got to go to the lab tab, right?
Yep.
Are we doing homework right now?
Not now. We're going to do it on Wednesday. Jace is like, hell
Okay.
no, I want some Cheerios. Yeah, exactly.
No.
We'll do our, I haven't posted the homework yet here, but we did chapter 9 last week. So this week we're going to do chapter 10. I just haven't put it up yet, and I'll try to do that before Wednesday, okay? But it's the same homework that's on your syllabus. If you go to your, bloody syllabus, where are we here? Dropbox, CCRI, 2020 spring, day schedule or night schedule, whatever you got. The homework we'll be doing on Wednesday, and it'll be our final homework. Will be, oh, sorry, this is 1020. I'm sorry. 1010 day schedule. We're doing this homework here on chapter 10. These problems, and we won't be doing homework 11. That one's not, we're not going to get to that. We're not going to get to homework 12. And that's because of
Well,
our.
so is this week like the last week of classes, like of the semester?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the last week.
Okay.
Final exams would have been next week, and we're not doing that. So I guess this will be it. Yay. Okay, we're coming to the end. We made it through this. One more class to go, and that's on Wednesday, and I'm hoping it'll be a fun one. So you guys are the best. I'll stop the recording. I'll save the chat, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday, okay? For your final.
Okie dokie.
Bye.